What's up, folks? Say what's up, folks. It's your bro, Rich here, and today is the day where it ends. Today's video is now officially part 11 on the Chevy Corvette. And today, when I say that it ends, what I mean by that is today is the final video of the Corvette, actually. After that, I'll find out what else I'll do. I'll find out what I'll do next. So yeah, before I start off, make sure you all like the video. So like the video, subscribe. So like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all, so you learn when I make. So like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all. And hit all, so you learn when I make brand new uploads. Okay. So without any further ado, let's begin. So starting off with the next part, which is owner demographics. Let's do this. According to research by both SEMA and Experian Automotive, SEMA stands for Specialty Equipment Market Association. So owner demographics. According to research by SEMA, you know, like with like the SEMA show and all that kind of stuff, you've probably seen a bunch of times. But I might actually talk about the SEMA show one day. I don't know. But yeah, I'll find out. So yeah, according to research by Specialty Equipment Market Association, SEMA, both that and Experian Automotive, as of 2009, there are approximately 750,000 Corvettes. So 750,000 Corvettes. That's a lot. Of all model years registered in the of all model years registered in the U.S., Corvette owners were fairly equally distributed throughout the country, with the highest density in Michigan. So Michigan, 3.47 per 1,000 residents, and the lowest density in these three states. One of them, not sure if it is one of them. I'm not sure if it's part of the state or not. I'll just say it. So the lowest density in Utah. So Utah, Mississippi. So Utah, 1.66. Mississippi. So Mississippi, Mississippi 1.63, and the one I'm talking about, Hawaii, 1.53, registrations per 1,000 residents. 47%. So 47% of them hold college degrees. So 47% of them hold college degrees, significantly above the nationwide average of average of 27%. So 27% and 80 so 27% and 82%. So 82% are between the ages of both 40 and 60, 40 and 69 years old. Well, 70 if you round up. Median age being 53. So 53 years old. Okay, so next part is racing. So starting off with the first one is the C1 Corvette. So the first one that started all for this whole Corvette franchise. So so okay, next part racing. So we've got the first one, which is the C1. In 1960, so in 1960, three, that's right, three Corvette C1s were both race modified, modified for racing, and both that and enters in the 24 hours of Le Mans by Briggs Cunningham, the team owner, and were numbered 1, 2, and 3 cars in the race. Number 3 car was driven by both John Fitch and Bob Grossman, and it had finished the race. In 8th place overall. So 8th place overall, but it had won the Big Bore GT class. Not too bad. I mean, it might not have been first or second or third, but at least it did pretty well. Not gonna lie, not too bad. So, yeah, but it had won the Big Bore GT class. That's pretty good. Okay, next is the C5R. The Corvette. So the C5R is the C5R is a Grand Touring race car built by both Pratt and Miller and GM, General Motors. So General Motors for competition and competition and endurance racing. The car is based on the C5 Corvette. Yet it's designed purely for motorsports use. So designed purely for the track only. It became one of the most dominant cars in GT. It became one of the most dominant cars in GT categories, with wins at the 24 hours of Daytona. Say 24 hours of Daytona, 12 hours of Sebring, and of course the legendary race, 24 hours of Le Mans, as well as championships in the American Le Mans series. The C5Rs debuted in 1999. So in 1999, and continues to be raced to this day. Although the C5R's effectively been replaced by the C6R. Speaking of which, we're on it right now. So the next version we got is the C6R. So the C6R GT1 Z06 In 2005, the year I was born, the factory Corvette team, um, the factory, the factory, the factory Corvette team, started racing the C6R to coincide with the new Gen 6 Corvette, the C6, being released to the being released to the being released to the public. So being released to the public, private teams, private teams primarily in Europe, continued to race the C5R for a few years before switching to the C6R. The C6R went on to win its class at every race it entered in the 2005 ALMS American Le Mans Series season. By the end of 2009, so the end of the 2000s, before the start of the early 2010s, Corvette had clinched four clinched four consecutive, I always say consecutive, but consecutive, there we go, consecutive ALMS GT1 team and manufacturers titles from the years 2005 to 2008, and three Le Mans 24-hour class victories in the LM GT1 category from 2005 to 2006 all the way to 2009, the end of the 2000s, and 2007 and 2000, so 2007 and 2007 and 2008 races were won. Ugh, can't even talk. 2007 and 2008. So both 2007 and 2008 races were won by the factory Aston Martin squad's DBR9. Unbelievable. The last official race for factory GT1 Corvettes was the 09, so the 2009 24 hours old. So it was the 2009, so 2009 24 hours of Le Mans. Next up we got is another C6R. That one was, the one I talked about was the GT1 Z06. Now we got the GT2 ZR1 C6R Corvette. While some privateers continue to use the GT1 version of the C6R while some privateers continue to use the GT1 version of the C6R in Europe, the official factory team Corvette Racing switched from the slowly dying GT1 category to the much more competitive and popular GT2 class in mid-2009. So June, July 2009, something like that. The new GT2 C6R used a modified version of the 01 model body, but doesn't have the original 01 supercharged motor. GT2 rules are based more on production cars. So they were based more on production cars. Therefore, the GT2 C6R naturally aspirated motor was considerably both more restricted and less powerful than its predecessor. the car debuted at Mid Ohio's ALMS round. They achieved one ALMS racing victory in the remaining 09 ALMS season, and one victory at the final round of the 2010 ALMS season, Petite Le Mans. Corvette Racing's two GT2 C6Rs. C6Rs also led most of the 2010 20, 24 hours of Le Mans, but both cars were forced to retire. Racing in the new GTE Pro Class, the C6R raced in the 2011 24 Hours of Le Mans with a number 73 car taking the class victory. The number 74 car led number 74 car led the class for most of the race, but crashed in the morning hours. The C6R raced by Larbra. Can't pronounce that well, but it's spelled so it spells LARBRE competition. Also took the GTE AM class victory in 2012. Corvette Racing returned to glory in 2012. Corvette Racing returned to glory in the ALMS, winning 40% of the races, so 4 out of 10, and claiming the drivers, team, and manufacturers championships. Corvette Racing repeated defeat in 2013. So Corvette Racing repeated defeat in 2013, so it was a year later, by winning 50% of the races, so 5 out of 10. So 10% more than last time in 2012. So Corvette Racing repeated defeat in 2013 by winning 50% of the races and claiming the drivers, team, and manufacturers championships again. Next up we got is the C7R. In 2014, in 2014, Corvette Racing introduced the new C7R to coincide with the launch of the Gen 7, so 7th generation C7 Corvette. The car made its track debut. So the car made its track debut at the 2013 Rolex Motorsports Reunion. And later participated in the 2014 Roar before the Rolex 24 to prepare for the 2014 USCC Championship. So USCC stands for United Sports Car Championship. So I had to prepare for the 2014 USCC, so United Sports Car Championship. The car's new livery debuted at the 2014 North American International Auto Show. A year later, in 2015, the Corvette Racing So class victories at both the 24 hours, 24 hours of Daytona and 24 hours of Le Mans. Pretty good. Okay, so next one is the C8R. So C8R in October October 2019. October 2019. At the Kennedy. So at the KSCVC. So Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. So Kennedy Space Center Visitor Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. The CAR. So the CAR made its surprise debut during the world premiere of the CAR made its surprise debut during the world premiere. So during the world premiere of the CA convertible, two cars took part in the 2020 Rolex 24 at Daytona International Speedway. The cars placed fourth and seventh in the GTLM class for the 2022 model year. Chevy offered a CAR inspired IMSA GTLM special edition pack for the production Corvette Stingray. Next we got is the Indy 500 pace cars. And that is the final one that we got, and that'll be it for the Corvette finally. Now we got the Indy 500 pace cars. So the Indy 500 race. The Indy 500 race has used a Corvette as its pace car 18 times. That's a lot. The 2008 running, so the 08 running of the Indy 500 represented. So Indy 500 represented a record fifth consecutive year to lead the field. So to lead the field until 2009, when the Camaro SS was selected. The Corvette's pace car years and details include 1978. So 78, driven by 1960 race winner Jim Rathman. Chevy produced 6,502 production replicas. They got 1986, driven by famed pilot, the man, the legend himself, Chuck Yeager. All 7,315 production convertibles were considered pace car convertibles and included official graphics to be installed at the owner's discretion. They got 1995, driven by then Chevy GM, so Chevy general manager Jim Perkins. 527 production replicas were produced. So also 95. Now we got 1998, driven by 1963 race winner Barnelli Jones, after an injured prevented golfer Greg Norman from performing the duty. 1158 replicas were produced. Now we got 2002, driven by actor Jim Caviezel, I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled C-A-V. So his last name is spelled C-A-V-I. E-Z or Z-E-L. No replicas were produced, but graphics were available by special order. About 300 sets sold. So 300 were sold. Not too bad. Next up, 2004. Next up, 2004. Driven by actor Morgan Freeman. No production replicas. So no production replicas. No production replicas produced. Now we got next one. Next up we got is my year 2005. Drawn by General Colin Powell. Again, no production replicas were produced. So that was 2005. Now we got 2006. Driven by cycling champion Lance Armstrong. First Z06 pace car. No production replicas produced. Then we got 2007. Driven by actor, if you know the guy who played Mr. Ghoul in the 2011 Transformers film DOTM, Dark of the Moon. Yep, driven by actor. So in 2007, driven by actor Patrick Dempsey. That's right, Patrick Dempsey himself. About 500 production replicas. So 500 production replicas. All of them were convertibles. Next up, 2008. Driven by race winner Emerson Fittipaldi. Again, 500 production replicas, but this time both coupes and convertibles. There was none for 2009 or 2010 or 2011 even. Now we got 2012, driven by TV presenter Guy Fieri. First C6 01 pace car. No production replicas produced. So that was 2012. Now we got 2013, driven by former Indy Colts, so Indianapolis Colts football player Jim Harbaugh. I can't pronounce his last name correctly, but it's spelled H-A-R-B. So his last name is spelled H-A-R-B-A-U-G-H. First year of production for the C7. Next up we got 2015, driven by Brickyard 400 winner Jeff Gordon. The first C7 Z06 pace car. Then we got 2017, driven by actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan with a 2017 Grand Sport convertible. That was 2017. Now we got 2018, driven by Indiana Pacers basketball player. So Indiana Pacers basketball player Victor Oladipo. Corvette C701. No production replicas produced. Now we got 2019, driven by both former NASCAR driver and NBC Sports broadcaster Dale Earnhardt Jr. himself. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. last year of production. Last year of production for the C7. So there's no production replicas. So no production replicas produced. Now we got 2020, driven by GM President Mark Russ, R-E-U-S-S. And this is a turn of the C8, the latest Corvette. So the 2020 George Red Coupe. So 2020 Corvette C8 Stingray. So 2020 Corvette C8 Stingray George Red Coupe. No replicas were produced. Then we got 2021, driven by former IndyCar driver. So IndyCar driver Danica D-A-N Ice. So D-A-N-I-C-A Patrick with a 2021. So 2021 C8 Stingray Arctic White hardtop. Then we got Arctic White hardtop. Then we got 2022, driven by another former IndyCar driver, Sarah Fisher. This time a 2023 Corvette C8. So Corvette C8, but this time it's the Z06 70th anniversary edition Z06. And last but certainly not the very least, before I ended there for the Corvette officially, is 2023. driven by 2023 driven by Indiana Pacers basketball. So Indiana Pacers basketball player. It's a basketball player. Tyrese Halliburton. So Tyrese Halliburton. And the car he drove was a 2023 Corvette. So Corvette C8. So Corvette C8 Z06. So 2023. Say 2023. 2023 Corvette C8 Z06 hardtop. Finally all done. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, finally done. Okay, so that is officially it for the Corvette. Wow. I can't believe this. Honestly, I can't believe this. Oh my god, I